So we finally got the schedule. We finally got the schedule. For me and my wallets, aka my company's bank accounts, it is a good schedule for me. It's a good schedule for me because Toronto is in fact the 18th of September, the first game back after in Toronto, the first game back after the break, the World Cup break, which I'll be at the World Cup. I was going to go to the game in Toronto, but instead I'll probably use the money that I would spend going to Toronto to buy a ticket for the World Cup final, depending on how Caitlin's playing and depending on just how content's going at the time. Like, there is a world where, you know, I'll have to be, I might have to live stream that from a hotel in Berlin 30 seconds from the final. But at the end of the day, it's it is what it is. So, one big thing that I will talk about is that they put Kelsey Mitchell on the fucking, like, they put Kelsey Mitchell here. She's back. Like, duh. Like, I don't know if Lexi Hull's guaranteed back, but they've made, like, I don't think they know about Lexi Hull. I don't think they know about Sophie. There's a reason why every single graphic is these three, because they're all coming back. But at the end of the day, they are facing off against the Dallas Wings in the very first game of the season. It is Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers. And for me, this is going to be the rivalry, because I'm living in hope. I'm living in hope that unrivaled Paige Buckets, the Paige Bueckers that, like, doesn't give a fuck anymore and is going and cooking. The Paige Bueckers that believes she's the best player on the floor. You need that. If you are a player at the level of Paige Bueckers, just like if you're a player at the level of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and you believe you are better in your matchup, every one of them, you can guarantee. If you are a pro basketball player and you don't believe you're better in your matchup, you're going to struggle, or you're going to play less than your actual ability, which is what Paige Bueckers did last year. Like, Paige Bueckers underperformed, and, like, again, people think I'm taking shots at Paige. The fact that Paige did what she did last year, while, in my opinion, underperforming, just shows how highly I actually rate Paige. That's my favorite thing, is that I'm a Paige hater. It's like, she frustrates me. She frustrates me. I think she's fantastic. She's a fantastic player and has absolutely got the ability to be, like, one of the best players in the world. That being said, the rematch is back and it's first game of the season. I don't think Caitlin starts slow. I think Caitlin's is going to come into the season in shape. She's got that Team USA play. She's going to have 5v5. And do you want to know what the big thing is? Caitlin's not carrying extra bulk. Caitlin is not coming into the season with a body that she's not used to. And the thing is with Paige Bueckers, is Paige has put on that year 2 bulk. We saw Paige Bueckers come into last season skinny. And I think a lot of people were kind of questioning at times when it came down to it, whether or not Paige Bueckers, like, was, you know, built for the WNBA. Heck, even Gino Auriemma said it. By the way, Gino Auriemma, absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Paige Bueckers is absolutely built for the W. That being said, you have a player now in Paige who has bulked up. And I think her game is less reliant on speed than Caitlin Clark's game. So I don't think it's going to have as much of a detriment to her as, like, it did to Caitlin, because her game is so focused on speed. That being said, though, again, you've got a player obviously in Caitlin who is realistically one of the top players in the league and is going to be one of the top players in the league. And the year 2 Paige is going to have to match up well, because this is the game that's going to. We all saw it last year. Caitlin on one leg made a mockery. We can see this clapping picture right here. Like, Caitlin, like, I don't understand how you could watch that game or any part their pro careers and even debate who the better player was. I remember after the game, Paige fans were like, "Oh, look at Caitlin's shooting splits. She was so much less efficient." Like, man, by the time Caitlin checked out of that game, she had more points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks than Paige, and had more steals on Paige than Paige had assists. And then Paige scored a couple of baskets at the end of the game to end up with 21 points, because, you know, Stat Pad Paige was a legitimate thing last year. Stat Pad Paige was a thing. Like Paige with that 10-point streak. We can be completely real. Stat pad Paige last year was not a good time when Dallas really went to shit. At the end of the day, we are looking at we are going to be seeing one of the biggest games of the season straight away, and the reality is that Dallas are probably not going to they're probably not going to have this unbelievably great team. Like, even in free agency, if we're being completely honest, in free agency, the league is like, players aren't going to go to Dallas. Dallas don't have their own facility. They might go to Dallas in 2 to 3 years. They're not going to Dallas now. They're not going to Dallas today. And that's okay. And the reality is the Indiana Fever team should be able to completely outclass the Dallas Wings. They should be able to outclass the Dallas Wings. Because at the end of the day, it's a this is a team that has the best big three in the league. In the WNBA. No question about it. Indiana Fever, the best big three. And if you want to say, oh, but what about Aja, Chelsea, and Jackie? And it's like, well, that big three literally needed overtime in Game 5 to beat the Indiana Fever's big three, or to beat the Indiana Fever, who the head of the snake wasn't there. Their system, their engine wasn't there. And people are like, oh, it shows Aaliyah and Kelsey are better. No, it doesn't. If you've ever heard any player talk about the Fever, they literally were like, even the Seattle Storm, the Fever won. And it was like, or even like, these teams are just, every time the team beats, or not even beats the Fever, Caitlin has a bad game, or like, Caitlin's ahead of the Snakes. Like, if we don't stop Caitlin, we lose. Like, we lose. Like, if she has a bad game, and the fact is that if she has a bad game, they can still win. And that's the one thing I will say about Caitlin Clark, is that Caitlin Clark, the system that she plays, the gravity, everything about Caitlin Clark, she can actually, in fact, have a bad game and you can win. But yeah, anyway, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to this rematch? Because I am. I think this rematch is going to be very, very good for day one, and it's going to be a much better game than the bullshit Indiana Fever versus Angel Reese thing, where Angel Reese shoves Natasha Howard, Caitlin Clark fouls her hard, as you do. It was a statement foul. Caitlin Clark, a hard take foul on Angel Reese, a flagrant one. It is the right call. Caitlin Clark did not let Angel Reese mess with her teammate. That's what you want to see. And vice versa. Like, if Caitlin shoved fucking, I was trying to think, Camilla to the ground, and Angel came back and hard fouled her without going for the face like Angel did the other time. Angel did not mean to. She's fucking swatted her. And it is what it is. Like, that's a basketball play. It is a flagrant foul, but it's a basketball play. We've all done. Anyone who's played ball has made a foul like that. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.